I'm going to explain time. We're going to talk once again about changing the past, how it changes the future, how right now, what you can do right now can change your entire future and everything else that happens, all connected. Your decisions right now are critical. You want to go back in time and want to talk about it, why it exists the way it does here on planet Earth, and how you can see it very differently, and how you can change your past. Let's talk about that right now. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing, amazing life. Let's talk about fear. It's manufactured, it's an experience, it's an illusion, everything is. If you experience anxiety, it's an illusion and a choice because you chose a thought that placed you in fear or anxiety, a belief that you chose. You had to tell yourself a story in order to have those negative feelings. Nobody put them in front of you or made you think them. So you can say, well, people do things to me. You still have a choice about the story you tell yourself about what they did. All right? You can go into compassion. You can see it differently. And the same thing happens with your past. The reason why we have linear time here on the planet, it appears that it's linear. It isn't. But the reason why we have linear time is so that we can learn. And so if you could go back and change your past right now, you would not be the same person with the opportunity to learn and evolve. So if you went back and nothing you ever did was wrong or bad, or nobody else did anything wrong or bad, you'd be, what? Not human anymore, because humanity includes the learning process, the teachings, the pain, the anguish, the fear. It includes that. It's the illusion that allows us to experience that which is unpleasant and dark so that we can evolve into consciousness. So without linear time, if I put my hand in the flame, I know now that it burns and that I'm not going to do it in my future. If I removed that situation, what I learned from it would also dissolve and not exist. So the whole purpose of past pains and trials and tribulations is the ability for you to make a choice at that time. And so therefore, evolve from the baby that you were till eventually you learn to pull yourself up and then walk. And if somebody picked you up in their arms the minute you were born and never allowed you to walk because you might fall down, you would have no clue how to walk. And you would never develop strong legs. And so if somebody put you down finally, after many years, you'd fall flat on your face. Does this make sense? Those of you who really have big regrets about your past, well, things that you've done or have been done to you, it's time for you to see it differently. It's time for you to understand it does have meaning and that it happened not by chance or accident or because you're a victim. Because you're equally as beautiful and perfect and privileged and powerful as anybody else. How can you not be? We are one source. There's no separation of those pieces of the source, right? There's no separation. So how can you be less than what it is? So, not thinking that you are that, we are the unconsciousness that understands what it's like to not be in our full glory. Your past then becomes completely different when you realize you were experiencing specific things because you wanted to learn what it's like to be hurt. Maybe you have hurt another in another lifetime, and this isn't punishment, but it's knowing the other side of that. Just knowing the experiences, not good nor bad nor judged. So it isn't like I have bad karma, I'm coming back, I'm going to be murdered because I murdered somebody else. Now, that might be arranged just to experience it, but only because you're exploring darkness. What is it? What is that like? And what does it feel like? And you will know that. So then you move on. And so you evolve and you evolve. But if you stay right now fighting and kicking and screaming that this shouldn't have been, and that somebody else is to fault, you're not understanding that you're still thinking as a linear time human being in a material world. And that's not at all what's going on. You're playing a human being in linear time. You can change your role. Doesn't everybody want to be the hero? You can be the hero because it's your play. You wrote it, you directed it, produced it, you're the actor, and you can change the ending anytime you want. The horrible person in that role can turn around and be the hero. That's happened in movies, and it's pretty exciting when it does, right? It's very unexpected, but very possible. Now, if you don't like your past, I'm going to ask you right now, how can you change it? What could you look at it? How could you look at it right now that could give it any kind of meaning? What lesson lies in it? You know, did you get an injury that it's just not going away? And it's a reminder every day of that? What can come from that? Sometimes it's just knowing that, being that experience. And from that day forward, you are never that person again. And you can make different choices along the way to completely change your path in an instant. And it starts with your thought. Your thought changes your path. Everything is a choice. How are you going to think of your past? You change the past by seeing it as a valuable lesson and opportunity. And that changes everything. Your future no longer is a hurtful, blameful, victimization kind of a role that you're playing. No more. So you become a different person. You become the hero now. Or you're the teacher, or you're the student, and usually all at once. It's time for us to let go of blame, to see things in the past as exactly the way they should be, and that you can change anything, and it starts with what you believe. Your beliefs. If you go into a higher frequency, up on that penthouse, beautiful view with champagne, can change everything. And it starts today. I want you to know that the world is not going into a negative direction. That is a probability that exists, but we're not living that one. We're living out the one where Earth goes into enlightenment. But it takes your role, your character in the play to make that happen. What are you going to choose today to contribute to that beautiful ending? And of course, there truly is no ending. It's time for us to change the past and see it as totally meaningful and purposeful, as exactly as it should be, because we all made certain decisions at that moment, and that it's gone now, and that now you can be whoever you want. And I'm not saying it, that it wouldn't hurt or it's never happened. It did happen. And so choices were made. Can you be compassionate and loving and forgiving? Can you go into even higher enlightenment? Doesn't require forgiving because nobody did anything wrong in the first place. They were playing their role. That's true enlightenment. It's letting go of everything. No more separation or finger pointing of any kind. See what you can do in the moment and let go of your ego requiring certain things. I require a response. I require a certain result. That's ego. You got to recognize that. It's time to recognize and go into consciousness. So let the past go and see the glory and the triumphs. There's so much in your past that you have triumphed over and become a more expansive, beautiful person. And you continue to do that. In fact, every single situation in your entire life can be that. But only you can choose it. I can't do that for you. Come on over for my free videos. Manifest Anything is a series of videos that gives you opportunities, offers, free stuff, downloads, meditations. I have talks with you, give you certain things to work on, and opportunities to take one of my courses. I've got Advanced Manifesting. It's called Activate Your Magic. That is pretty cool. So if you want to come over and explore that, come on over here. This is free videos to create an online business. You want to explore that? Go get some skills. Expand your knowledge. Stop being this person if you're not happy with it, and become that person that acts different, thinks different, believes different, learns things, has a completely different schedule. And I hope you'll subscribe and share my videos that tell every person I can reach how powerful and perfect they are. They always have been. Everything else is the illusion, and they can change absolutely anything and see the world very differently. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Like my hat? Namaste.